Hey friends, this is attorney Ebony Anaforo. I'm here today because I want to talk about a quick topic, and this comes up a lot more than I thought it would, but it's the topic of DIY immigration, right? So I wanted to come on here and just share a little bit of my thoughts and some tips on, doing it by yourself. So, I know that with so much immigration information that is available online, it's easy to think that, hey, I can handle this myself. Many people attempt to navigate U.S. immigration system laws on their own, and often to do so as a way to save money. But the reality is immigration law is very complex, and even small mistakes can have serious consequences on your case, right? So I want to explore with you some of the risk of handling your immigration case without a professional, and why working with an experienced immigration attorney can save you time and can save you money and stress in the long run, okay? So number one, the complexity of U.S. immigration law. Immigration laws are constantly evolving with frequent policy changes and legal interpretations. Understanding what applies to your specific case requires more than just reading USCIS instructions, right? You need to interpret the law correctly. A simple misunderstanding of eligibility requirements or deadlines can lead to delays and even denials in your case. Okay, so just remember that it's very complex. Even for us attorneys who do this all the time, immigration can get very complicated. Another thing to consider is filing the wrong forms or making errors. U.S. immigration system involves a mountain of paperwork. Each form has specific requirements, and some common mistakes that we see is that people end up filling out the wrong form for their situation, for their case, providing incomplete and incorrect information on the form, failing to include required evidence or documentation, and missing crucial deadlines. So even a seemingly minor clerical error can also potentially have your application either rejected or delayed for some months. Another reason why you might consider not doing it on your own is the risk of a denial, even more scary and more important, deportation, right? If your application is denied due to errors or insufficient evidence, you might not get a second chance. Some mistakes can trigger serious consequences, including being placed in removal proceedings, which is deportation, losing eligibility for future immigration benefits, and facing long wait times for reapplying. So like any other legal process, immigration often has a strict one-shot opportunity. Not always. Sometimes you do get an opportunity to reapply, but getting it wrong the first time can close the door permanently on certain benefits or make it harder for you if you or when you decide to apply for other benefits. Also, not knowing when a waiver or special process is needed. Many people are unaware that they need a waiver for past immigration violations, unlawful presence, or criminal history. Others may be eligible for specific immigration benefits like VAWA, this is for abused spouses, or even TPS, temporary protected status, but they fail to apply because they don't know their options. So an attorney can assess your situation, an attorney can address your case and determine whether you qualify for additional relief or protections. Inadequate evidence submission, right? So a common reason why an application will be denied is for failing to provide enough supporting evidence. So for example, for marriage-based green card cases, an application must submit strong proof that their relationship is real, it's genuine, it's bona fide. If USCIS suspects fraud due to you providing weak evidence, they may issue you a request for evidence, an RFE. Or they might just outright deny your case. So an experienced attorney knows exactly what kind of documentation strengthens an application in order to prevent unnecessary delays. The next thing is trouble handling requests for evidence or notice of intent to deny. If USCIS has concerns about your case, they may issue you an RFE. I said that's a request for evidence, or a NOID, which is a notice of intent to deny. Now, asking for more evidence or clarification is not a bad thing, because it's not a straight outright denial. But many DIY applicants struggle to respond properly, and that might lead to a denial. So a lawyer can help you craft a strong response to address the USCIS concerns while ensuring that your case remains on track. Okay. Another thing you want to consider is issues with interviews and in-person appointments. So many immigration cases will require you to have an in-person interview, whether at a USCIS office or a U.S. embassy abroad. A lot of times nervousness, kicks in for some applicants, lack of preparation, or a misunderstanding of interview questions. And this can negatively impact the outcome of your case. So attorneys are great because they will prepare clients for these interviews, ensuring that they understand what to expect and how to answer the questions of the interview confidently. Another issue that could come up for DIY cases is potential for fraud or scams. Many people turn to online forums, or they go to quote unquote visa consultants or notarials who are unlicensed for guidance, only to fall victim to bad advice and outright scams. So unlike licensed attorneys, notarials and visa consultants, they are not authorized to provide legal advice, and their mistakes can have devastating consequences on your case. I've heard and seen so many people who have been screwed over by going to these quote unquote visa consultants or notarials, and they end up applying for benefits that they don't qualify for, or there were many mistakes in their application which led to denials and potentially screw them up for any future immigration benefits. So you want to be careful and avoid doing those types of things. Also, you have to consider the hidden cost of doing DIY immigration. Okay, while it may seem cheaper to apply on your own, mistakes can end up costing you far more in the long run. I say this all the time. It's expensive to be cheap. So a denied application means losing government filing fees, which are non-refundable, by the way. You don't get that money back. Paying additional fees for refiling the case if you are able to refile, and possibly even legal fees to fix errors. So if you're coming to an attorney now and you filed on your own and you created a bigger issue than it would have been if you just went with the attorney, that attorney might charge you more now because it's going to require more work to fix your case, right? So you want to avoid trying to save money and end up having to pay more in the long run. So, delays, you might miss out on job opportunities. This could also lead to prolonged separation from family. And like I said, legal complications. So you want to have all of that avoided, right? And just consider the hidden costs of doing a DIY. So immigration attorneys have the expertise to guide you through the process. They can help you avoid common pitfalls and increase your chance of success. And you just have peace of mind. There's peace of mind in working with an experienced attorney when they're handling your case. So whether it's a green card, it's a visa, it's a waiver, citizenship application, having the legal support can make a difference between an approval or a denial in your case. Okay, so I want to share my final thoughts, and I want to, let you know, is DIY immigration worth it? Is it worth the risk? Immigrating to the U.S., it's a lifelong, life-changing process, and mistakes can have long-term consequences. So while it's understandable to want to save money, the risk of a DIY approach can often outweigh the benefits. So investing in professional legal help can mean the difference between a smooth journey and a costly, stressful journey. Right? I always tell potential clients that at least work with an immigration attorney. At least have a consultation. There are some immigration attorneys who offer legal resources like I do. I have an ebook that walks potential clients who are looking to go through the marriage-based green card process, that walks them through the process, but that ebook was written by an attorney, right? So there are attorneys who offer resources, checklists, information that can help clients with their case. And I'm not saying DIY is going to not work for everyone. There are some people who are able to successfully do DIY, but it's not for every circumstance. So I will say this: if you have a complicated case, if there are complicated facts in your case, if you have filed previous immigration petitions, if you have criminal history, if you have committed marriage fraud in the past, if you came in without inspection, anything that might make your case a little bit more complicated, at the very least, consider speaking to an attorney, even if it's a consultation, so you have a better picture of your case and how, what's the best route to go, what your legal options are. Okay, so I hope that you found this video helpful. I'm not against DIY, but I kind of am, unless you're working with an immigration attorney. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on whether it's worth doing immigration DIY. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer them.